Hi anybody, welcome back to the channel, JaysBucket. I'm Jay, and as always, I got my building buddy Jay hanging out here with me. And if you're watching this, you might notice you get a little sneak preview at what the next little habitat that Jay's hanging out here in. If you're just listening to this, which is kind of what this is intended to be for, well, I guess you'll have to come and hang out with me Sundays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, which is when I do my live streams. Here on JaysBucket, I'm a Lego live builder. Mostly, I hang out mostly every Sunday, and I build a different Lego set each week. I don't stick to any theme. I don't stick to any one type of build. I always like to switch it up, build something different. If you're watching, as you can see, there's a bunch of different Lego here in the background. What I'm trying to do here with this video is create a podcast for my channel. I want to be able to release like a weekly podcast. My hands are going all over the place here. I'm actually nervous for this, and I don't know why. But I want to create a weekly podcast here where it kind of maybe I go for about 30 minutes or so at the beginning. And at the beginning here, it's going to be completely unedited for now. I'm hoping maybe I can edit some things in as I get better at doing that. But I want to kind of bring you, the viewer, a little bit behind the scenes as much as I can and feel comfortable doing, because I hang out here every Sunday building Lego, and I love the interaction with you guys, but I feel like that's all you ever get is just Jay building some Lego. So with this podcast, I'd like to kind of branch out into some other things in my life and maybe get a little bit more, I don't even know what the word I'm looking for there is, but get you to know me a little bit better other than just Lego building, right? So that's kind of what I'm planning to do here with the podcast. I think I'm going to call it Bucket Life. You can let me know if that's a bad name or not, but I think it's half decent. So my thoughts are to have like different segments where I have enough segments that I don't necessarily cover the same thing every single week, and it's kind of changed up a little bit each time. A couple I've already thought about are like advice for my younger self, or for instance, Leafs Corner, because I started my channel talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs and, reminding people that games were starting, and I've kind of branched away from doing that and stuck just with the Lego side of things. Another one I thought of was like other hobbies that I have or that I'm interested in. And I don't even necessarily have to talk about things that only I'm interested in. What I'd really like out of this podcast is for you as the viewer to be able to give me suggestions on things. What do you want to hear maybe me talk about? And maybe you don't even want to hear me talk at all, and these don't go anywhere. But I'm sure there's some people out there that, just want to throw on a podcast or have kind of come along on the journey with me that wouldn't mind hearing some more stuff about what's going on in my life, or how we could maybe relate to certain things. So that was my my thought on this. Another thing I want to do with these is give a weekly shout out, and I've already kind of started this with the clues that I give out for what the next week's build is. But my weekly shout outs on the podcast here, I'd like to be either other channels that I've been interacting with and I just want to highlight, or just basically viewers that are regularly coming along here and interacting with the channel. You guys are the reason we ever do this as YouTubers, so I think it's great for us to be able to try and give back to you in some way. And I'm still a very small channel, not monetized yet. I've been doing this for going on 2 years now. So I can't really do like giveaways or other things like that. So at least to show some kind of recognition to you guys as the viewers, I'd like to, like I said, be able to shout someone out each week. And in doing that, I hope that, that'll make you guys want to keep coming back and keep listening to the podcast, keep coming back to the live streams. Because I think that you guys are very important for the reason that we do these. Yeah, I can hang out here and build Lego by myself, but a lot of the fun of it is engaging with the chat and engaging with people in the comments, and I think that's really important to keep at the top of my mind of why I'm here and doing this. Speaking of, so this week's shout out, I would actually like to give to 2 YouTube channels. I'm going to break the mold of my own. I'm only going to do one shout out a week, but this is the inaugural episode, so let's break the rules right away. I'm going to give it to 2 YouTube channels. One is Click and Cliff, and number 2 is The Brickable Cow. These guys had me on their live stream just last Sunday, actually, and it was a lot of fun. I came away from it wanting more. Surprisingly, I've done my live streams strictly by myself since the beginning, and Click and Cliff came into my live stream, and him and a few other of his viewers came and bombarded my live stream, and it was a lot of fun seeing those new chatters coming in that live stream. And I'll be honest, if you guys are watching this, you guys caught me off guard. I was pretty under the weather that Sunday, and when you guys all came in, I was expecting that live stream to be a smooth, just the regular viewers there. I can, just kind of go at my own pace. And you guys came in and you completely disrupted the flow of that live stream. And that's perfectly fine. That was great. It was so good to see some new chatters coming in, but I wasn't expecting it. I was already, like I said, not feeling very good. I was just getting over a sickness. I was pretty tired that day. The set that I was building was already a little bigger of a piece count than what I normally do, so I kind of knew I was going to be on there longer. As well, it was a bit of an intricate set. It was the dried flower centerpiece, and it had a few more pieces, but it was very, it was kind of a fragile build in a way. So like, I'd build something and then another piece would fall off. And so when you guys all bombarded me on the chat, I was surprised, but it threw off the flow of the live a little bit, and that was great. I really enjoyed it. Looking back, I was like, oh man, like wasn't expecting new viewers at all, so that was really, really cool. But then one of the chatters that came in, they basically said like, hey, Click and Cliff does this thing, and I think I kind of brushed it off that week, and I honestly felt a little bad for it after the fact. So then you guys came back again the following week, and I was like, holy cow, these guys are actually here again. So once you came back the second week, then Cliff actually himself mentioned, hey, can I send you a DM? And I was like, yeah, throw me a DM on Instagram. I'll see, what you guys are all about. And then we started talking a little bit, and he invited me to come on his live stream. And Click and Cliff and the Brickable Cow kind of interviewed me, and that was the first time I had ever streamed with other people. So it was very different for me, very new. Wasn't sure what to expect from it, but like I said, I came away from it almost wanting more. And then I also started watching their channels a little bit more, Click and Cliff and the Brickable Cow. They do their own kind of podcast, so that kind of inspired me to want to start this podcast. And I've wanted to start a podcast well before today, but I just was kind of not sure if I should or how I should. And you know what? Just like anything in life, if you don't start somewhere, you're never going to start. So although this isn't going to be high quality podcast material for anybody, I'm hoping it's a starting point for me that I can keep it up, continue it, and get better at it. So this week's shout out, the very first shout out, is going to Glick and Cliff and the Brickable Cow. Thank you both for bringing me out of my comfort zone and allowing me to kind of have the courage to start this part of my channel being a podcast. So there you go. So that's the weekly shout out there. So with that, let's transition into a segment that'll probably be the main segment on the channel here, and you might hear some clicking and whatnot in the background, but that's okay. We're gonna call this one New Bricks in the Bucket. So this is where I'm gonna be kind of talking about what Lego is bringing out, and wow, I think I just found something I might continue to do, because I literally look at the coming soon page on Lego almost daily, and I might start saving it for the filming of this podcast, because wow, I just literally for the first time saw the Endurance set, and that is a nice looking ship. Wow, 10335 if you have the chance to look it up yourself. That's a beautiful looking ship. This is looks like it's a make of Sir Ernest Shackleton's possibly ship, the Endurance. So yeah, that looks like, okay, this is like a historical throw here. So wow, I'm not gonna lie, that is a beautiful looking build. I may want to buy that, but unfortunately it is going for the price of $350 Canadian. So I don't think that one will be in the budget anytime soon, but a very nice ship. But what we're gonna do with New Bricks in the Bucket is go in and see what Lego is releasing soon, and if there's any leaks that are coming out. We can talk about if I've bought any new Lego in this past week or whatnot, which I have not, so can't really talk about much there. But we got some new Sonic the Hedgehog sets coming out. Sonic's Campfire Clash, Cyclone versus Metal Sonic. That Metal Sonic minifigure looks very cool. I like the Tails mech. Well, that's pretty cool. Even the Super Shadow versus the Bio Lizard. We got Super Shadow there and Super Sonic. Those are really cool looking minifigures as well. So Sonic is coming in hard this next wave here, so that's pretty cool. It's been up there for a while, but we've got all the Mario Kart sets that are coming out. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna be like all in on. I say this, I probably won't. I want to be all in on these Mario Kart sets. Mario Kart is such a fun game. It's such a fun game to play with your friends, and I think these sets are really cool. Do I love the Mario style figure that they've done? No, I don't. Do I think it's a really cool idea to have the interactive Mario? Yes, I do think it was very neat and different. I think they also should have kept a traditional minifigure of Mario alongside it. And I really don't think it would have been that bad. I think these carts should be more minifigure style and not going along with the interactive Mario. Donkey Kong's cart looks pretty cool. Even the finish line looks pretty cool. Yoshi's got the bike in there. Pretty awesome. We got some, even the finish line, I think I said that, the finish line, it looks pretty awesome, the Grand Prix. We got some Disney sets. Looks like Moana's got an adventure canoe. I don't love it. I don't love mini dolls. She's got Island Fun there as well. Not too bad. I probably won't get those. The newest thing that has been released on the Coming Soon page, other than the Endurance, looks like the Chinese New Year, which these sets look really cool. I totally regret not getting The last one with the big skating rink in the middle, that was such a nice set. I really, really liked that one. Again, it was a bit expensive, so I couldn't really afford it when it was out, and that's the price you pay for Lego that retires. But these new Chinese New Year of the Snake, they look pretty neat. I like the fan there. I like the trotting lantern. That one looks really cool. And even the Lucky Cat. That Lucky Cat, 280 pieces for $40. Kind of expensive. You'd want to see that at a little bit cheaper. But that's one I'd maybe consider building on the channel here. I think it's a neat little build. I'm assuming the arm moves up and down. I could imagine it definitely does. And then we got some Monkey Kid stuff coming out. That dragon, mythical creature, Quillen. That thing looks really cool. Really like the detail on it. Love all the gold. If you've been watching the live builds before, you know I like my gold pieces, so that's a really cool looking set. What else? We got some Animal Crossing. There's a new Duplo set. There is the Erlin's Celestial Mech from Monkey King. The Animal Crossing sets, they don't look too bad. Stargazing with Celeste is kind of a nice little set. I've played Animal Crossing before, and I think one of the more fun things to do is, maybe not fun, but one of the more interesting things to do is to look up at the night sky and try and catch those shooting stars. So I think Stargazing with Celeste is a nice little set. We got the Able Sisters Clothing Shop, Leaf's Caravan and Garden Shop. And there was the one other one that I kind of missed the title of. Oh no, that was Stargazing with Celeste. It's on both the page 1 and page 2. Yeah, so those are pretty neat. And then lastly on here we've got some Brickheads, Captain America and the Red Hulk figure. So I did think I saw a leak about Captain America and Red Hulk set coming out, so I think that all but confirms it there with the Brickheads coming out, Captain America, and Red Hulk figures. So yeah, another thing with this podcast is really to try and get more engagement on the channel. I'm trying to get back into uploading more stuff, and I think a podcast is probably the best way for me to do it. It was a lot of work doing Lego related videos. They would take a lot to film, a lot to edit. So I think a podcast is more in line what I can offer at the moment. But I really feel like it can add to engagement with you as the audience. So going through new bricks in the bucket, what do you think? What's your favorite new sets that you're excited for coming out? Is there any sets that or themes that you'd like Lego to release themselves that aren't officially released or releasing, but you just like to see it? Throw whatever you'd like down in the comments of these videos. I can use that to bounce off other ideas. I'm really hoping some people can give me some segment ideas of things to kind of chat about, and I'm pretty curious to see what you guys can come up with. Again, small YouTube channel here, so I know maybe not too many people will be watching / listening to these, but the people that do, I really appreciate you and hope that you can give me a few ideas for what's to come in the future here. All right, I think I'm going to end the new bricks in the bucket segment there, and I think I'm going to move on to another segment that I don't even really have a name for yet, so I'd love some suggestions from you guys on a name for it. But I want to talk about some other hobbies other than Lego. And one that has really been heavy in my life lately is the TCG game, trading card game, called Lorcana. It's Disney's new, well, as of 2023, but it's their new attempt at a trading card game, and boy did I get sucked into it pretty heavily, even to the point where I've gone to a few small tournaments, and I've never done anything like this before in my life, so this was a new experience for me, and I've been wanting to integrate Lorcana into my channel somehow. But with that, I'm not very good at deck building. I'm not that good in the competitive scene, so I never felt like it was my place to put out any content on it. Um, but I got to get it off my chest. I've been playing for probably, what are we at? We're just coming into set 6. Set 6 is coming out here November 15th. And I've been playing since set 3. I've been collecting since set 1. So I started buying cards when set 1 came out just to see what it was all about. And I got addicted to it right away. To the point where, like, a new set comes out, I'm excited for it. And again, I've never played really other card games competitively at all. The only other card games I've ever touched is the Pokemon trading card game, which even that I wouldn't say was anything ridiculous. Like, I collected a lot of cards when I was a kid. My kids, when they got to the point where they started liking Pokemon, I kind of re-got into collecting cards. That's the one thing I did keep. Well, no, actually. I literally just have my one Charizard from when I was a kid. I got rid of all my other Pokemon cards. So I had to recollect those as well. Man, all my old Legos pretty much gone. All my old Pokemon cards are gone. Anyhow, that's not the point. The point is, when I got into Lorcana, I really felt like there was a gap between me and a bunch of other players. So I started going to a local card shop and playing there regularly with a small group of people there. And boy, did they ever help me get comfortable with the game and get integrated into the game and understand how it works. Its closest comparison is probably Magic the Gathering, but it's even not... it's not Magic the Gathering. It is different. It's got different components. It's got different aspects to the game. But I would say closest comparison is to Magic. But yeah, shout out to those guys at the LGS for, getting me comfortable in how to play the game, how to get comfortable in the tournaments. Although I don't know if you ever get comfortable in the tournaments. I played in a total of 3 tournaments since I've started playing, and these are just cheap entry, small player count tournaments where, like, the top players will get a promo card. I have yet to place in a spot where I receive a promo card, so that's the goal for this next set coming up. But yeah, boy, is it nerve-wracking when you go into your first tournament after never doing anything like that before. My whole body starts like sweating. Once you get into it, it's a little easier, but it's one of those things where, again, if you don't try, time's just going to pass you by and you're not going to get there. So that's another thing where you just got to try. You got to get yourself into something that you think you might like, and if you end up not liking it, so be it. But playing Lorcana is definitely something that brings me some joy. Sometimes it's frustrating when you get absolutely crushed by some of these better players, but hey, you take it all in stride and you use that to pick up strategies maybe that you can use to better yourself in your next gameplay. But over and all, it's quite a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. If anyone that happens to be here for the Lego side of things does like Lorcana at all, feel free to let me know what your favorite card is or favorite deck to play or whatnot. But just a part of me wanted to get that off my chest. And with other hobbies, there's lots of ways we can go with this. First of all, I need a name for the segment. But yeah, I think it's good to talk about things you enjoy, and maybe there's others out there that enjoy it as well. So yeah, there's my my little delve into the Lorcana world. So hopefully it wasn't too far off a Lego that you clicked off the video, but If you enjoyed it, let me know, and we'll definitely revisit Lorcana at some point here. But I think we'll try and get into a couple other hobbies before we double back on that one too quickly. So one other thing I'd like to do in these podcast videos, let me give a little bit of history here first quickly. Lego Live builds every Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. So I build a different set every week. Before, and I mean only like 2 weeks prior to now, I would just reveal the next set that I'm going to build right away and tell you, hey, this is next week's set, come back, right? What I've changed doing in the past couple weeks is in the bucket right there, I have little laminated cards that my significant other has created for me, and what I do is I throw out the next theme of the build that is going to be built. So for instance, next week's theme is actually Sonic the Hedgehog. So then what I do is on my YouTube channel and on the Instagram page, I put out clues on what the next set might be, and I am hoping that you guys can interact with me and try and guess, and I've had a few regulars that are guessing every post, which is awesome. I appreciate you guys. I can guarantee you'll be in a future weekly shout out. But yeah, so what I'm going to do on this podcast, generally I give 2 clues out for the week. One drops on Tuesday, one drops on Thursday. These podcasts are going to drop on Friday, so if you've watched this one to the end, you're going to get a 3rd clue, so you kind of have a little bit of an advantage over the rest of the people if they don't catch the podcast. And whoever gets it right, I shout you out at the beginning of the live stream when I am about to build that set. So here's clue number 3 for Sonic the Hedgehog set. And the clue is that this set contains 3 mini animals. So get your detective skills out and see if you can pick out that clue. Also, by the way, I will give you a little bit of an extra clue in this one. If you go back and look at the community post, there's a sliver, the last community post, there's a sliver of the picture of Sonic that reveals what the set is. If you've got good detective skills, you probably can figure out exactly which set it is just from the picture. Anyhow, lastly here, I think we're going to do a little bit of a Q&A. And this is, again, where I'm relying on you guys to, I guess, ask me some questions. I'm not going to get too personal with this stuff. I may have to pick and choose through some questions if we start getting too many hopeful thinking there a little bit. But I'll start off with this one. Most of the questions that I get, whether it's on the live or, being featured on someone else's channel, what's your favorite set? You're a Lego collector, what's your favorite set? I struggle with favorites. I'm not going to lie. It's hard to pick one single favorite set. How do you actually pick one favorite set? Like, that's so hard to do. But what I'm going to say is maybe if I don't ever get some questions, I think what I might go with is I'll pick a theme and then I will pick a favorite set out of that theme. And this week, let's go. I was just on Clicking Cliff's stream there. He asked me what my favorites. Someone asked me what my favorite set was. I said I'll give you a favorite theme, and I said 3-in-1 because they're such versatile sets. You can build 3 different builds. They're usually lots of fun. And I'll give you set 31120. That is the 3-in-1 castle, and it's a pretty wicked set. I really enjoyed it. It was lots of fun to build. There's definitely 2 builds are better than the 3rd in that one, but the main build of it is just awesome. It opens up and closes up. When it's closed up, it looks like a real castle, basically. When you open it up, there's lots of play area. within the thing. And if you buy 3 of them, you can connect all 3 together, and they actually go together really well. I may know that from experience. But yeah, so let's give the set 31120, the Medieval Castle, some love here tonight with the Q&A. But I think that's going to do it for tonight, guys. I'm going to try and keep these around the 30-minute mark. And again, if you stuck around to the end, I really appreciate you. These are going to be unedited here at the beginning. Hopefully I can get a little intro going at the beginning, maybe an outro or something. I'm not 100% sure. I really appreciate you for stopping by. If you haven't yet, please like the video. Give me some comments in the comments below so I can have some ideas for segments, questions to answer, stuff like that. That'd be great. And if you don't mind, subscribe to the channel. We're not monetized yet. It's a long road to 1,000 subscribers, so anyone that can help, I really appreciate it. Hopefully everybody has a great day, and we will see you hopefully Sunday coming up for the next live build, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, for a Sonic the Hedgehog Lego set. All right, guys, take care. Woo!